Okay, friends, we are addressing the mic a little bit differently. Day 2 of test. Day 2 of test. Let's make sure that we are on the tubes. Give me a moment. I think that we are. We're good, we're good, we're good. Yep. Okay. So we will just leave that alone. The strip between the Warwick and Hampton roads is marshy and easily inundated. Old Point, Hampton Roads is marshy and easily inundated. Old Point, Hampton Roads, Yorktown, Williamsburg, Newport News, and Sewell's Point are also included in its topography. Norfolk, situated on the Elizabeth River, a few miles from its junction with Hampton Roads, is surrounded by a flat, sandy country, bordered on the south by the Dismal Swamp and terminated on the north and east by Hampton Roads and Chesapeake Bay. The town of Portsmouth and Gosport Navy Yard lie on the Elizabeth River, directly opposite. The first act of the governor of Virginia upon the secession of the state was to seize the Gosport Navy Yard and provide for the security of the James and York rivers. This measure was of the highest importance, as the safety of the capital and of an important portion of the state depended on their security. The vessels of war captured in Norfolk harbor and the immense quantity of naval stores found at the Navy Yard were of incalculable, we'll get this, guys, incalculable value to the Confederacy. The defenses of Norfolk and the mouth of the James River were assigned to General Huger, while those of Yorktown and the peninsula were entrusted to General Magruder. These officers had obtained high distinction in the United States Army, and the zeal and energy they exhibited in the new work to which they had been assigned fully entitled them to the highest confidence of the Confederacy. The Federals, at the same time, were also active in their preparations on the peninsula. General Butler appeared almost simultaneously with Huger and Magruder at the head of large forces for the double purpose of defending Fortress Monroe from Confederate attack and of operating either against Norfolk or Yorktown, as circumstances might suggest. On the 8th of June, 1861, Butler sent a strong reconnoitering party toward Yorktown. This force was met at Big Bethel Church, a few miles from the village of Hampton, by Colonel D.H. Hill, with a detachment of infantry, supported by Colonel G.W. Randolph's battalion of artillery, and was repulsed with heavy loss. This was the first conflict of arms since the fall of Fort Sumter, and although small in point of numbers, its moral effect was considerable by inspiring the Confederates with confidence, while it had a depressing influence on the Federals. Page 146, Memoirs of Robert E. Lee. Thank you, everyone. We'll go ahead and drop out of the test tonight. More than likely there will be many of them coming down the road, and my notes on some of the locations. I want to make sure that we get all of the officers' names correctly. For example, is Huger, that sort of thing. And then, of course, there are some military words that, I'm familiar with, but I'm not familiar with actually, putting them on tape. So thank you so much, guys. This has been a test narration of Memoirs of Robert E. Lee. Why would Beauty Bubble, of all people, want to be reading out loud the Memoirs of Robert E. Lee? You'll notice that the Memoirs of Robert E. Lee are written by A. Long, that is Armistead Lee Long, who of all things I would have found out 2 weeks ago is my great uncle. And these memoirs were published, they have been published and kind of re-edited out there by Non-Family. And I thought that it was my sense of clarity over my own history that I would go ahead and read the words that he wrote. Memoirs of Robert E. Lee, the Military and Personal History. So there we go on that. I said that I would talk about this yesterday. I'm still in some ways struggling on the bigger why, and I do believe that sometimes you don't know your bigger why until you're actually, you've decided to go ahead and begin the work. So that's where we are. So thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye now.